Hi, my name is Samantha Amond and I work for BMC Software. Today I'm going to talk to you about BMC communities and how to get the best out of your product pages, ideas and searching. Now that you're an active user, let's discuss how you navigate yourself through communities, and let's start with the product pages. Although there's other areas that you can review like events, developer, user groups, customer programs, today we're going to concentrate on the product area. As you can see from the left hand side on the screenshot, we've got our products listed in alphabetical order, and what it then gives you the ability to do is if you navigate to the right, it then gives you a further drop down, so depending on what you're specifically looking for in that product group, you can then make the selection. For today, I'm going to choose server automation, and as you can see with the product page, all of them, if you go into other products like ADDM, CLM or another product of BMC's, they'll all have the same look and feel. So you've got the overview, activity and content. Now what you'll find with the pages, you'll have things like webinars, you can ask questions. Under the content you'll have documents, white papers, data sheets, loads of helpful information, and also anything to do with any changes to the product or alerts that you need to see, they will also get posted on this page. An activity is kind of like RSS feeds, where everything that's updated, if people ask questions or any news, that will run through the main part of the page and also on the overview. And then there's also something that we will talk a little bit more about later, the product ideas, which is effectively what we call enhancements. So for each product area, and particularly in this case server automation, you will have the ability to provide some product enhancements. So let's move on to search capabilities. So with search capabilities, we're going to obviously stick with the same theme of blade logic, and there's a couple of things that will happen. So even before you start to type anything, as you can see from the first screenshot, the search is intuitive, which means that we already know what you care about, the content and the people. And also it looks at things like suggestions, history and bookmarks, so anything that you've also previously looked at. And then if you look on the second screenshot, when you want to have more specific information, it will go into deep dive. So you've got things like content, blogs, documents, ideas, people and places. And then to give you an idea of some of the product communities that we do look at from a viewing point of view, the top 10 globally, as you can see from this list, the main one is Remedy, which has got a lot of our core components and most of our customers will have that deployed. So moving on, let's talk about product ideas. So this is something that's very key and important to our customers. A couple of years ago, it used to be you would open a support case, and whether it's a fix or if it was an enhancement, they would be logged through the support portal, and most of the time other customers would not know about other customers' ideas or what they'd want to create as an enhancement. We believe in crowdsourcing, which is why it was then introduced into being added to BMC communities. So it gives the ability for other customers to see what's important to them, maybe their competitors, other companies, and it helps also push things onto the roadmap with more support. So if we look at the two screenshots I'm sharing with you, so on the left hand side you've got the top ideas. This has been pulled from the server automation page, so as you can see the top one with 535 has been created by Barry McQuillan, and this is around versioning for integrated package and scripts. And then the next one below from Stefan with 415 is about the ability to use conditions in blade logic package. And what these numbers actually mean is how many times it's been voted. So although it might not be actually 535, what it means is a lot of people have voted that one. And as you can see from the right hand side, that product idea is now on the roadmap, and so is the second one at 415. So if we go into more detail about the actual enhancements and how it works, when we look at how the screen is, what we're sharing with you now, on the roadmap you've got different stages such as product team, product review. There's also new, not planned, duplicate, delivered, next releases, and also product ideas do get declined as well. And what this staging process allows you to do from the drop down is select what's important to you. What we would recommend, however, is before you create your own idea, which is using the idea button on the front page, or you can do it from the product idea page as well, before you do this, that you just check and do a filter or a search under the filter by text to see if there's anyone else that's actually provided this as an idea previously. And as you can see also who's put the author to it, where they've come from, when it was created and how many views it's had. And also the other point that's very important to know is when you actually do the voting process, if you vote it up, someone else's idea, then it gives you 10 points. And then if it's voted down, it's 5 points. But it does encourage others to follow your idea and gain momentum. So if you do ever have an idea you've shared and you want your account team to be aware or help market it for you, then please let them know. And again, if you've got any problems with your idea, majority of the product managers are the space administrators, the owners of those specific pages that you're looking at, and would be happy to help, or you can ask those questions actually on the forum. So moving on, the other thing that I would also like to discuss, and as you can see from here, is how you create your idea. You've got the options of HTML, so you provide the text in the middle, which is very easy and it's very basic structure. You can also reference a particular area that you might have found it by doing the @ sign. But what I would recommend is you always put a lot of detail into the title, make sure you use keywords that people can search for, and make sure it's very specific. And as you can see the tags, it says script package version _control. So those are the things that people might do when they're doing the global search on the main page for anything specific to do with Blade Logic. If you need any help, again, please feel free to ask. Any of the people on the actual main page will help you, or through the social part of the site, which is going to be my final discussion of today. But that's the main area with the crowdsourcing, is getting people to vote on your idea. And then there's also other areas that are important as well as the product pages, and I want to touch very briefly on is user groups. So you've got lots of other areas that you can go and find information. So again, on the topic of Blade Logic, if you type in through the main search, you've got the ability to find Blade Logic user groups, forums, anything that might be useful to you. You can also, under the events section, look for engage any events that BMC are putting on. And then more importantly, if English isn't your first language, we do have language groups that have been set up, for example, for Polish, French, Indian user groups. So if you want to speak in your local language, you do have the ability to do this as well. Most of the pages, though, you will find are written in English. And then the final point of today is just, if you have any problems, rather than raise a support ticket, we do have BMC Social, something that I've discussed in many times before, that if you do need some help on the site, we do have BMC Social, and you can find that from the main search. Otherwise, hope you enjoy yourself on communities, and good luck.